Hey, what's up, everybody? Pat here. Grateful for recovering alcoholic and addict, just like every day, my friends. How is everybody? Hope you're all having a wonderful day. Guys, please subscribe, give the video a like, leave me a comment, and share it with anybody you think might get something out of it. Guys, forgive me, my allergies are absolutely brutal today. I woke up this morning with post-nasal drip and burning, and I took a Claritin, and it worked most of the day, but I actually just took a second Claritin, 12 hours later. My ears are clogged, and yeah, they got me pretty bad today. But again, these are just things that we deal with, and we deal with in sobriety. It's funny. I'm affected more from these things in sobriety because in addiction, I would medicate myself so heavily, I don't think I felt anything, right? But, that being said, that's that. Guys, yeah, what a beautiful day. I got a bunch of work done today. My business is substantially picking up. And again, I'm handling inbounds today. It was a beautiful day. I bumped into a customer from mine from another job, and I let him know that I would open my business and I was doing other work other than the other company, because I don't try and poach customers from my former boss. But this guy owns a bunch of properties and needs all sorts of work, and I let him know I had the handyman service, and the guy likes me, and they asked me for a business card, and I didn't have cards yet. So immediately thereafter, I went to Staples and worked with the girl at Staples and designed my business cards. See, I live so intentionally today, guys, that I know everything happens for a reason. That's something I've been meaning to do, and I hadn't got it done yet. And so, you know what? The first time the opportunity came up and I didn't have it, I went and handled it. And now I got 500 really nice custom designed business cards being made up, and I'll pick them up tomorrow night. And guys, when you're looking into expanding your world and expanding your business and you're starting something new, you gotta do stuff like that. And 500 high quality cards cost me like $28. It's beautiful, right? Nothing to it. Guys, we're going to talk about the Just for Today NA meditation. I'm really liking this format. I hope people are enjoying it. I mean, I do want to say welcome to new subscribers. I've noticed about 20 new subscribers in the last few days. That's fantastic. I absolutely love that. That that encourages me to keep going. Welcome to everybody new, and those who've been around. You guys know how much I love you. I love all you guys, right? So the Just for Today NA reading was Onward on the Journey. The progression of recovery is an onward uphill journey. Now that's usually true, particularly in early recovery. For those of you just getting into it and just getting clean and sober, we always have to deal with a lot of wreckage from our past, right? Because nobody's or very rarely is somebody quitting drugs or alcohol because they were having a great time and not having problems. So depending on your level, different level, different devil. For me, it was a lot of wreckage in my past. Well, that being said, I came into it very positive, guys. For one thing, when you suffered as brutally as I did for as long as I did, my worst day today is hands down 1,000 times better than my best day in active addiction. So I focus on that. I lean into the positive, and I think that's very important. And guys, if you have a diagnosed mental illness like anxiety or depression, then work with a qualified doctor. There's nothing wrong with that. You've gotta invest in yourself and get yourself well, whatever means are necessary, and whatever works for you. It doesn't have to be what worked for somebody else. Find the path that worked for you. But again, when you're dealing with diagnosed illnesses, you want to seek professional help. Beyond that, once you do that, you definitely want to get into spirituality. I find, and particularly in recovery, my spiritual growth is immense, and it's amazing. And it is what drives me, and it's what leads me to all the beautiful opportunities that I'm getting presented with today. And it challenges me to be a better version of myself every day. And then again, the rewards coming from that are amazing, whether it's seeing the growth in somebody else that I'm helping out along the way is amazing. My friend that is down in Texas, and she's now looking to stay there. She's going to stay down there with her kid. That makes me incredibly happy. There's nothing good up here for her. And she got a job interview with a property maintenance company down there, and that made me thrilled. I feel so good that I talked her going into the hospital and getting herself together, and then helped to get a settlement and helped to get down to Texas, and I love to see that, right? And I love helping anybody like that. Seeing somebody else experience the beauty that comes from being sober and applying lessons and moving forward in life gives me so much joy. Literally, that's my soul's purpose, and that's why I do these videos. And I hope I'd love to hear when people get something out of it, and then let me know what you've learned, because there's a lot that I can learn from you guys, and that's great. That's what we're doing here. It's a beautiful back and forth. Getting off the subject. So the slogan was, "Today I accept that I don't have all the answers to life's questions. Nonetheless, I will have faith in my higher power and continue moving forward." And that's the thing, guys. This is why you need to develop a high relationship with your higher power. Call yours what you will, whatever your higher power looks like for you. I choose to call mine God. That works for me. Call yours what you will. Certainly not saying mine is better or different than anybody else's, but you got to find what works for you, what you're comfortable with, and it helps you focus on your blessings, guys. When you look at the things that are going right, it invites more things that are going to go right into your life, and you find answers to things that are going wrong, because you can compare what you did in a situation where things went right with what you did when in a situation where things went wrong, and there you go. There's your answer. So you do what works that made things go right, and you apply that in other areas of your life, and it's beautiful, guys. It absolutely works, right? There's no question I'm living a completely different life than what I was used to for so long, and I'm so encouraged by that, and I love sharing that with people, and I love collaborating with people, and I love helping people. And then it just pushes me along, because then I want to, do better in my life to show you guys what is possible. And in doing so, it's making my life amazing, right? And it is this beautiful little dance with the universe, spirit, God, whatever you want to call it, that I'm doing, that is just, it's challenged me to continue. And like I said previously, sobriety for me is a lifestyle, not a destination, because in the past, I would get the thing that I lost, and then I would start to slip off because I wasn't growing and progressing forward from there. Today, that's not what I do, guys. I don't have a destination. I have a lifestyle, sobriety, expansion, spirituality. These are my lifestyles, and I'm growing along in them on a daily basis, and it's amazing. And I want to see every one of you do the same. So, yeah, particularly in early sobriety, guys, the journey can feel like an uphill battle, and it doesn't have to be all the time, guys. Because here's the thing. Yes, we have a lot of things we have to overcome and a lot of wrongs we have to make right. But when you focus on what is working, and when you stop and take note of what you've accomplished, right, what you've managed, because just putting down the drugs and alcohol, guys, that is a massive accomplishment, and something you should be incredibly proud of yourself for. And that should also let you know that if you've had the strength to do that, you have the strength to do anything. Your higher power, whom I choose to call God, will not burden you with anything you're not capable of handling. There's always an answer, there's always a lesson, and there's always a way to move forward. And guys, if you're really struggling, you're really white knuckling it, that's okay. Just take a baby step. Make one little good decision. Take it one day at a time. Take it 1 minute at a time. Hell, if you have to, guys, take it 1 second at a time. Just don't give in. And one thing that's worked really well for me, and it's funny because I used to laugh every time I'd hear it play the tape through. I'm like, that is so incredibly cliche, but I do. On the off times where somebody offers me something, or I start to, if something starts to seem glorified, I immediately stop and go, well, what happens when I take that first drug? I take that first hit of crack, or I take that Percocet. Yeah, I feel okay for a couple minutes, and then I immediately need the next one, and I'm going to go get the next one, and the next one, and the next one. And now it's going to be a couple weeks later. I'm not going to have the money I have saved up. I'm not going to be answering the phone. I'm going to be hiding out. I'm going to feel depressed. I'm going to feel anxious. I'm going to feel horrible about myself. I'm going to disappoint everybody. I'm going to start no fucking way. There's so much beautiful things going on in my life because I've been building this day in and day out, that there's nothing that seems glorifying about any of that. That seems horrifying to me. And I get that, and I haven't had problems. I've been very lucky, and that's another reason I recommend proper medically assisted treatment, guys. I'm not knocking anybody, whatever works for you, whatever you got to do. But, guys, if you're on methadone, you're on Suboxone, have an exit plan. That's all I'm asking, okay? Because these people that get on these things and stay on these substances for 10 years, 12 years, it's terrible. It's not good for you, and it's very... It's a road that leads to relapse very quickly. But again, if you got to do it to get out, to get out of the gate, then by all means, do whatever you got to do. Step down, whatever you got to do. But please have an exit plan. Even for myself, I took the Suboxone for 2 weeks so I could get my Sublocade. And I've been doing the Sublocade, I think 5. I've had my 5 months now, so I've had 5 injections, which means I've got June, July, August, September, October, November. I've got 5, maybe 6 more, and then I'm done, right? And that's my exit strategy. And I just dropped my dose from 300 milligrams a month down to 100 milligrams a month, and I feel fantastic. I feel amazing. Now, again, you also want to incorporate other things into it, guys. You never just want to put all your eggs in one basket. I encourage you to try to eating better, getting healthy, working with your doctors, working with your therapists, working with whatever it may be for you. But I'm working with my primary care, my nurses, my recovery coach, my therapist, blah 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 blah, everything, right? Dermatologist I was going to, my dentist I'm going to. I'm going to get my teeth on the 22nd of this month. I'm like 10 days away. That is so encouraging. I am so incredibly happy for that. I am so excited for that. And these are the things that are, the progress that I'm making that make my life blessed, and that give me the encouragement to keep moving forward. So again, find your path, but the best way, again, it can seem, when it seems like an uphill battle, guys, reach out. That's the thing, just whatever you got to do to not use. And if you do, God forbid you do use, pick yourself back up. Don't isolate. Don't be so hard on yourself that you don't, reach out in a meeting. Like, none of us, those of us that are meetings, we're there for you. We understand it happens, and we'll be so proud of you for coming in and getting a 24-hour chip and saying, hey, I slipped, I need help. And I guarantee you get a million people reaching out. And that's why, guys, you add your phone number to a phone list, and you take the phone numbers of people that offer them to you. Having a recovery support group is incredibly important. It's again, everybody's path can be different, and yes, there are always cases where people, oh, I just did it myself. Great, if that works for you, fine. But the vast majority of us find much better results when we're working together. When you're having people that are asking about you, how you're doing, you're being honest with them and letting them know when you're struggling, could you be amazed at how often somebody may have an answer that you never thought of that might take a lot of that burden off your shoulders. And that's why we reach out, and that's why we're there for each other. It's the whole reason we have these programs, guys, and they work. The AA has been around since the 30s and has grown, every country in the world, hundreds of millions of members. That's happened because it works. It's amazing, guys, right? And you're worth it, and you deserve it. So, guys, when you're struggling, and again, when it seems like an uphill battle, stop and look at what you've accomplished and understand that you can do this, literally, and just take it one step at a time. Make one good decision, and when you settle down, make another good decision. But, take it at the pace that you need to do, so long as you're arresting the issues and you're moving forward. Things get better, guys. They get better incredibly quick. Like, I almost had a hard time reading this, going like, uphill battle. I'm like, are you kidding me? I've been loving my life. But I've also put a lot of work into it. And yes, it was. Like, I have to look back and say, yeah, no, it was. But you know what? I'm used to working really hard and getting nothing out of it. Now I'm getting all these beautiful results. So yes, it is an uphill battle, but the rewards are there. It is amazing, and it is so worth it, and you are so worth it. So I encourage you. And guys, the more you put into your program, the more you'll get out. Like I said, I'm being supernaturally blessed because I've literally chased my recovery like I chased my drugs, and there was nothing I would allow get in between me and that next hit. Well, now there's nothing I let get in between me and recovery, and that's why it's working so well. But yes, it can feel like an uphill battle, guys. And when it does, focus on what you've already accomplished. Focus on what the next proper step would be, and then take that next step, as small as it may be. It's progress, and it keeps you moving forward. And these things start to stack up when you consistently do them over and over again. And guys, before long, you're going to look back and go, wow, I made it through all that, and boy, I feel good. And hey, those urges aren't there like they were before. And then, a little bit longer, hey, those urges are gone. Hey, now I don't think about them at all. And that's what happens when you consistently make good decisions, guys. And you can do this. I promise you can do this. And I promise you'll be so happy that you did. But yeah, focus on what, guys, remember, focus on the fact that if you put it down, it is the hardest thing is putting it down. It's a lot easier to keep it down, by not picking up. And again, that's why we say one day at a time. It's hard for a lot of us to think, oh, I can never have a drink, or I can never, whatever. Insert your drug of choice here. So don't worry about it. You just have to get through today. That's all. Just get through today, and tomorrow will take care of itself, right? And you do this, and when you stop putting those days, because tomorrow never comes, right? If you can get through today, that's all that matters, right? 24 hours, that's all you got to do. Why not go it for an hour? Why not go it for a minute? Why not go it for 10 seconds? Whatever it takes, just hold on straight. Reach out and get help. Focus on what you've already accomplished, because you've already accomplished the hardest part, right? Okay, so let's see, we got that. Yeah, like I said, playing the tape through is something that's worked really well for me. you know, what's going to happen, right? If you give up and you use drugs or alcohol, you go get drunk or you go get high, whatever problem that drove you to want to do it is still going to be there. But now you're going to carry the shame and the remorse for having given in and having disappointed yourself, disappointing other people. So these are the things to think about, guys, and that's why you don't do it. And again, like I said, if you're suffering from anxiety or depression and you're always thinking about worst case scenarios, here's something else to try, guys. Because again, where energy flows, where your focus goes. Why not think about the best case scenario, right? And that's what I've done, guys. I've been like focusing on not putting end results on things, but hey, what if I do this? That would open the door for the best case scenario to happen, right? And when I focus on these things, I'm finding these best case scenarios are happening, or things that are way, way better, because I've had very limited thinking. I've given myself very limited options. So I've removed myself from that equation, and I'm letting the universe feed me my next instructions. And I do that by just doing what I know is the next right thing, and then waiting to see what happens. And the results have been blowing my mind. So guys, instead of worrying about what could happen, why not look forward to what is possible? Right? With what if that best case scenario comes true? What if something 10 times better happens? Focus on the positive, and positive things happen. Guys, I think that's about what I have for the message today. Again, my allergies are absolutely killing me. I'm going to go have some rotisserie chicken and make myself a nice pasta salad. Maybe take a long hot shower and let some of this mucus drain from my head. But guys, regardless, remember, you are so worth it. You've already done the hardest part. Just, don't relapse. But if you do, reach out, ask for help, and come back in and just be honest. It's okay. It happens. As long as you get back up. It's okay to stumble. It's okay to fall. As long as you get back up afterwards, guys. Okay? Guys, God loves you. I love you. Thank you so very much for being here. I absolutely love each and every one of you. I encourage you, and I tell you, I'm telling you, you can do this. If you're struggling, send me an email, leave me a comment, right? There's so many good people in this community today. Somebody's going to encourage you, and somebody may have an answer that you need, okay? Guys, God loves you. I love you. Thank you for being here. We'll see you tomorrow.